Hi, today I'm going to be sharing with you Storyboard That. It is a really unique tool used for, it could be used for digital storytelling. It could be used to introduce yourself to the class. It could be used for sharing what you have learned from a project. There are lots of different applications for it. So when you start off with, this is what the screen looks like. I just logged in with my Google account. You can sign up through your email, however you want to do it. And some of the different samples that are available here. Bring a book to life. This one's talking about Romeo and Juliet. This is the creation of a movie. Or if for a media class you wanted them to create a product and showcase that, you could do that with it. Some other ideas, smaller projects. It says great for comics is highlighted. How I first decided to use this was for my tech class. I have a lot of students in the Library Media Center who love the graphic novel form of stories. And so I wanted them to be able to take what they love to read and create something of their own with it. So we did like a 3-panel project with second grade, and then had we had more time, we would have developed it into more panels. So great for things like comic school projects, things like that. There's so much available. I want to show you a variety of different things and what you can do with it. It is a free resource if you want to use it as a teacher resource and manage student accounts. There is a charge for that, and I'll show you the other options a little bit later on. So for the first one, let's just go to create a storyboard. And once you get here, there are many, many different options. So it's fun just to explore. You'll see up here under the tabs, there are scenes. First of all, you can do different scenes. It's set on town. I think maybe for this one, it might be fun to do country and rustic. We'll see what that one looks like. Once you get there, these will be your background scenes, and you can scroll along and look through a lot of extra ones. Some of the lessons I'll show you later. One is on Charlotte's Web, so it might be fun to have a farm background for that. So many just outdoor scenes. I think for one of my projects, I'm going to have the students introduce themselves using a storyboard and share something they did over the summer. So it might be fun to do the camping one. So I am just going to choose this one, maybe as my first panel. And you just drag and drop it in, and there you have it. You can edit things on here if you want. Change the color of things. This one says sky, so it could go from light. You can make it darker. You can make it night out. Whatever you want to do with that. I haven't played around a lot with the different layers and the editing there, but lots of different options, and the kids love to explore those. So once you have your background scene, next you might want to go up to characters. And under characters, again, you can see all the kinds of different tabs you have there. If I was going to use this for the first day of school and have the students use it as a way to introduce themselves, they'd probably want to choose a character that looks similar to them. So they could go under the Kids tab and choose either a character that looks like them. Maybe they want to make it about a story about their cousin instead, who they spent some time with. But however they want to do it, there are lots of different choices and features. And I think we'll just choose maybe this person. And maybe he spent his summer camping and hanging out at the lake. Now, the options is what's super, super fun for kids. So I'm going to make him just a little smaller there. And I think This person's gonna have brown hair and lots of different options for skin tone, which I think is really fun. So the kids can really try and tailor it to what they want. Favorite colors they could choose. Just a whole variety of things. This edit pose one is super fun. So you can tilt so much on them. You can keep it basic. You can change all the expressions. You can do the different views. You can change their arm and hand positions. So let's say you want the right arm doing this instead. You could move it up like a wave, or like he's doing something else up there. You could have it look like he's walking along if you want. And we'll just put that in and save it. And I'm going to move him back a little bit, make him a little bit smaller. Who knows, maybe I decide, I want to try him up on the dock. He's walking out on the dock there. So lots of different options of things you could do with that. And then you could allow them to go along and tell the story, some of the different things they did with camping. Maybe you want to add in a text box. Maybe you want to have him saying something, or he could be thinking something in the beginning. So I'm just going to put this down, and the kids will find as they play around with it what's going to look best. Does that fit? Maybe instead I want to have it off to the side here so it's not blocking the door. Maybe that works better for me. And then you can choose to type in what you want. You can choose different fonts if you want. And something like that. And then if you get it in and you decide it's too big, you can play around. So I think kids love that, the ability to customize and do what they want with it. Some of the other things that are available up here, you can do different shapes, you can add infographics. I'll just show you what a few of them look like. Lots of different uses. And then to tailor it, depending on what your needs and what the classes are, there are lots of different things available. So going back to the scene of the camping one, let's say you wanted to, this is a 3-panel one, let's say you wanted to add some cells. You wanted to make it bigger. You could just go down and highlight, say you want to do maybe 9 of them, and then update storyboard. And that way, as you're going along, you have your 9 already in place, and you just keep designing and going along with that as you do it. There are some advanced tools which are kind of fun if you really want to get technical and play with your cell size and the grid lines and things like that. You could certainly do that. And then it will give you a little reminder if you go along and aren't saving that you need to do that so that you don't lose your storyboard. So let's say I want to save this one. And I'm just going to title it Camping. And then it'll be saved for you here on your storyboard saving. No, I haven't set up, I did sign up for the teacher account, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. Up here, if you want to go and view your other storyboards, you can do that, and they appear over here. So another one I created was called Nick the Knight, where you could use medieval templates. You can add details at the bottom, or you can add a title at the top if you want. And so this is written more as a story adding this underneath, and then as you go along, your characters can also have their text box word blurbs, so that's kind of fun. Another one I designed was the grade 2, the elementary, and this one I actually did as an assignment, so I could assign it to the class as something that they would need to do. So if you go up to my assignments, you can view assignments. So for this one, introduce yourself. I just put in a class. It was very easy to do. It just walks you through it. Invite students, invite class. You can assign their passwords or not. And then, so here they see what the assignment is. You have the classes that you give access to it, the instructions. So there's a due date. Just create a 3-cell storyboard that introduces yourself. And then their instructions that went along with the camping one, and then any requirements so they know what's required. 1 character, 1 scene, and 1 text box per cell. It's kind of fun that you can add templates so you can already have it laid out for them, or you can let them choose their own, however you want to do it. And I especially like this part about adding a rubric so they can refer back to it so they know exactly what is expected and how you're going to grade it, your point system, or what you want them to have done when they're done with it. So I am going to go back and show you down at the bottom, there are also a lot of lesson plans that are available. So these are already done ahead of time that you can just pull from Storyboard That. This is, I teach in a K-3 school, so I was interested in the elementary school lessons. So under English Language Arts, they've broken it down by grade. They also have middle school and high school. But here, if I wanted to do something, say I had maybe done Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I wanted to see what was available as storyboard lessons that would go along with that. I could look along here and I could see what's available, such as they have one on characters, listing the traits, the challenges, so that you can see what they got from the book from reading it. There are some different ones. I know they've done vocabulary with a lot of stories, definitions, characteristics, super fun. And you could even have them design and create their own, or maybe it's pre-created and then you just go ahead and have them add in the different parts. So for example, if you were going to do theme here, of poverty, you have the 3 different examples. Show me from the story some examples that show their economic status at the beginning, maybe middle and end, different things. So it's kind of fun to have those in place already. You could either use this tool as an exploratory or really incorporate it into a lot of your lessons as well. As far as cost, if you want to just do a couple storyboards a week, it is free. Let me get back to where I have that. All right, let me see if I can find it quickly. And it is not showing up right now. Anyways, it is to do the 2 a week. It is free. And then if you want to get the teacher account, you can either pay it's about $100 for the year for the teacher. Or you can pay per student, and it's whatever is cheaper. So I think the per student is